Okay, hi. So this is my first Sims video. Actually, this is my first anything video. This might just, it's just my first video. That's all. I've never done anything like this before in my life. But I love The Sims, and I play it maybe a little too much, and I love building. Especially apartments, because honestly, I'm not that much of a builder. I think I'm more of a decorator. Because, come on, building is just so hard. And, personally, I find just even building the exterior of, a normal, typical, traditional family house very challenging. And some people are just, building castles. They're building, Hogwarts. Technically, Hogwarts is a castle, too. But, it's Hogwarts. Come on. Who builds Hogwarts? Hatsy does, but I'm not Hatsy. And I probably won't be for a very long time, but I'll try to get there. For now, I'm just gonna stick to pre-built houses and mostly apartments. Not just because it's easier, there is that too, for sure, but because it's familiar to me, because I've been living in an apartment my whole life for 25 years, so building an apartment in San Myshuno definitely feels more like home to me, so I like it very much. So here we are, building this apartment for a very young couple. They're actually fresh out of college, and they're newlyweds because they've known each other for so long. They're like high school sweethearts. So like a week after their graduation, they decided to get married, and this is their first house. So they're very, very excited for it, and it's going to be like a stepping stone for them. So I'm not gonna make it very luxurious. It's not gonna be very over the top. I'm going to keep it humble but hip, if you know what I mean. It's going to be cozy, kind of sort of cluttered, but not so much. It's going to look very lived in. And most importantly, it's going to have a modern vibe to it, very New York / San Francisco kind of an apartment. So yeah. Also, yes, that is a palm tree over there on the balcony. I know that it looks really, really weird, but here's the thing. I imagined that maybe the girl or the boy who's living here was maybe originally from Oasis Springs, so they planted this palm tree when they were little, and they wanted to carry it around wherever they were moving. So even though they were moving to the city, they couldn't part with it, and they decided to just bring it along with them and ended up putting it on the balcony, and that is the story of that palm tree over there. But this couple definitely loves their plants, and they definitely love their cactuses. Is cactus is a word? I think it's not the plural form. I think the plural form is cacti, but I don't know how you would pronounce that. So here's an FYI, guys. I'm gonna break it to you. So English is not my first language. So along the way, throughout this video, and I'm sure throughout many, many, many more, I will just butcher the language, even though I really, really don't want to, but I'm sure it's gonna happen. I'm gonna make so many grammatical mistakes, and I'm gonna just make up words that are not even there in the English language. And so many mistakes, just with prepositions and phrasal verbs, because I hate them to death, for sure. So I'd like to offer my sincere and deepest apologies in advance. So sorry. Forgive me. But I will try my best to just speak it to the fullest capacity that I can. So it looks like we're done with the balcony. It definitely turned out better than I thought it was going to be. Oops, what was that black screen? I think it was an editing mistake that I made there. Sorry about that. But yeah, the balcony turned out better than I thought it was going to turn out. And it's the thing with speed builds, you never know how they're going to end up. You start with something in your mind, a vision, but it ends up being completely different than that. But I'm pretty happy with what I did with the balcony. And this apartment is actually one of my favorite ones because it does have a balcony, and we do not have many of those, but yeah. So here we are in the bedroom now, and honestly, I'm going to admit that this bedroom is a little too spacious for my liking because I narrowed the balcony down maybe a little too much. But on the other hand, why not have a spacious bedroom in a tiny apartment that you have in the city? So I went with it, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with the results. So I wanted to keep this bedroom a little contrasted. I really like the contrast between the dark brown brick wall with white, so I wanted to keep the furnitures and the rest of the walls, and especially the bed, white. And all in all, I think the room looks pretty clean, relaxing, and fresh, so that's good. So as I was saying earlier, whenever you start speed building, most of the time you really have like no idea how it's going to turn out. And I think it's like that with almost everything in life. It's probably going to be like a little bit of an overkill, but I study literature, so I write sometimes. So it's kind of like that in writing as well. And during those rare times that I do not play The Sims, and let me tell you this, it is rare, I write. At least I try to. Because looking at a blank page and having nothing on your mind about what you're going to write about is just so depressing. It can be very, very depressing. And it doesn't even like have to be writing. It could be anything creative you're working on, and it could be like a new project. It could just even be homework. And it's just so hard to start some things. So I was reading this book the other day, and I found this quote in that book, and it gave me so much relief. And I would like to read it for you guys, no matter how awkward it is to do such a thing in a speed build. I mean, I don't care, I'll do it. So the book is called Bird by Bird, and I'm probably pronouncing her surname wrong, but it's written by Anne Lamothe, I think. Well, anyway, she's great, and it's a book. It's kind of like a reference work, and the book is more like for people who just like want to get into like creative writing and fiction and just like writing in general, writing a novel. So it's really good. It's a great book. And the quote I found is by E.L. Doctorow. And by the way, I feel like this speed build is kind of like turning into a lecture, and I'm so sorry for that. You're probably not here for that. But anyway, so the quote goes, I'm actually going to read it for you guys. Writing a novel is like driving a car at night. You can see only as far as your headlights, but you can make the whole trip that way. And I don't know why, but it gave me so much comfort, and I was just like, so I don't have to see where I'm going. I don't have to know every single detail about what I'm writing about in that exact moment. As long as I keep writing, it'll just come to me and I'll get there somehow. And no matter how lame, how cheesy, or how cringy this sounds, and trust me when I say that the truth is cringy, if you want to do something and you don't know how, you just have to get started. Honestly, just get started somewhere and the rest will follow. And I know this sounds cringy even as I say it, but it's kind of the truth, honestly. And I know it's a cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason, guys. So take my word for it. Just do it, honestly. You're gonna thank me later, kids. So this was the podcast section of our speed build today, and worry no more because it's over, guys. So we are back in the bedroom once again, and this is what I was talking about when I said that this house was going to look cluttered but not messy. So all of those books and like candles and that suitcase that I'm putting there right now, and like those pictures and the plant that are sitting on the shelf add that maximalist vibe that I really like. And I'm definitely not a minimalist, and I love how cluttered this looks. I love how lived in this looks, and come on, books are the best decorations. And I definitely don't mean that books can only be used as decorations. That is definitely not what I'm saying. You gotta read them first. And honestly, I think the number of books that a person has read, and in this case that a sim has read, can be the best decoration that a house can have. So yeah, I mean, there's that. Also, if you go into a house and if you see no books in that house, do not trust that person and leave that house immediately, okay? Run, trust me on this. So let's get back into the bedroom once again. I don't know how many times I said that, but here we are again. So that carpet under the bed over there. It's actually one of my favorite carpets of all time in The Sims. It's a plush carpet, and it gives this like cozy, welcoming, warm feeling to the house because it's like so soft under your feet. And I make sure that I include at least one in every bedroom that I decorate. And I actually have one, almost like the exact same one in my real life house. So I do practice what I preach, okay? And I think it came with a City Living, which is one of my favorite packs. And speaking of packs, I actually have only 5 packs. Yeah, you heard that right. I mean, it's a shock, isn't it? Because everyone on YouTube has all the packs. And I'm here to show you that you don't have to have all the packs to be on YouTube. I mean, I hope so. I hope this works. Okay, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with having all the packs. It's actually the best thing in the whole wide world. I'm just bitter that I have only 5. And the reason that I have only 5 is because I'm unemployed and I'm broke. And that's because I studied literature. And when you study literature, kids, you end up on YouTube playing The Sims. Not that I'm complaining, these are my glory days. Playing The Sims is my favorite activity of all times. But when you study literature, you also get so good with words that you can actually manipulate your parents and your big sister, who actually does have a job, into buying you at least some of the packs, and that's how I got 5 at least. But I should probably stop ranting and tell you guys that at least the gameplay you're going to watch with me is going to be a realistic one. And yes, this is what I'm consoling myself with. This is not what I actually believe. But if you stick with it, maybe I can have all of the packs someday. So that'd be great. And please do. Okay, so the bedroom's almost done. And I love those dressers. They're very rustic and they're base game items. So that's great. I love the plant on the right. I love the lamp on the left. It kind of looks like those like Pixar lamps at the beginning of movies. So it's very funny, I think. And the wall, I love the wall. I love the white faded look of the brick wall, and I think it's called Pretty in Plaster, and it's a base game wall. So I think that's amazing. Some of the base game items, some of the base game walls are fantastic, and yeah, that's awesome. So I don't know what to say. What are we doing now? Okay, so we're in the hall now. I wanted to create this space because I didn't want people walking through the bedroom if they wanted to go to the balcony, you know, like I wanted to create a space where they could just like walk through without getting up in our business, if you know what I mean. Okay, yeah, so I have to say I love this table. I just zoomed out right now, but you know, the table in the hole that is standing there at the moment, I love it. I love the colors of it. I love the texture of it. I think it came with cats and dogs. It's an amazing, beautiful table. So I had to use it. And I also put a fish bowl for a lovely fish that we're going to have. And it's going to be a goldfish. And that's amazing because I love them. And also we're going to have a lovely little puppers in this house. Yes, we're going to have a lovely little doggy friend. And she is a husky, and that's just perfection. And yeah. So right now I'm adding some letters on the table to go for that cluttered look that I was talking about earlier. And we do have a megaphone. Yes, because the girl who's going to be living here will be joining the charity organizer branch of the politician carrier. So that's exciting. Yeah, right, cool. And we do have a pile of newspapers for our lovely little dog friend to go pee-pee sometimes. So that's fun. And the doors, yeah, so I wanted to have some modern doors because I wanted to have a clash between the old and the new, because the windows that we have in the house are pretty old. They're like traditional New York type of windows, which I definitely love. The thing is, you cannot change the windows in this apartment because they belong to the exterior of the building, so you can't tamper with them. They're just there to stay. But honestly, I wouldn't change them even if I could, because like I said, I like that old feeling mixed with the new. I mean, of course I could change the windows in the bedroom because it belonged to the balcony space, so I could do whatever I wanted there. And those ones are also very modern. They're just full glass from top to bottom, and when you compare them with the original windows of the house, they definitely have that mixture of the two, you know, the modern and the old living together, just like in real life cities. So I especially like mixing the two in apartments, and honestly it is like that in the city that I live in, very much so. I live in Istanbul, and now I'm realizing that I forgot to say where I was from at the very beginning of the video. Cool. Okay, so yeah, right. So I live in Istanbul, Istanbul as you would pronounce in Turkish, and yeah, I'm Turkish. I live in Turkey, and my name is Ozgeoguz. So, hi, merhaba. Again, probably should have said this at the very beginning of the video as an introduction, but oh well. You can't do everything right, can you? Right. Okay. Weird. But you know, I'm doing this in English because it's just PewDiePie style, man. PewDiePie is the king, you know. He's the gaming god, so I'll just follow in his footsteps. Cool. So we're in the living room now, finally, and I will go into more detail about the families going to be living here. You know, I will probably do an LP, and I will talk about their background, about their story, about how they met each other, about what they want in life, and about what they want from life as well. But the thing is, they have always wanted to have a fireplace since they were little kids. And this is actually kind of sort of inspired by me because I always wanted to have a fireplace in my house. But, I mean, can you have a working fireplace in an apartment building? I mean, can you? Like, don't you have to have like a chimney right behind it so that the smoke could go out and Santa could come in? Or have I watched too many Christmas movies? I do not know. But whether it's because it's a hard thing to have, like it's maybe impossible or maybe near impossible, or maybe it's just very doable, but I'm just not aware of it, or whether they do not really have the money, this young couple will make do with something that looks like a fireplace or maybe used to be a fireplace, just some kind of a fake fireplace thingy, but they're happy with it. I mean, I would be pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, but like in the future, they do want to move into a place where they have a working fireplace by which they could like read their books, and when Christmas comes around, they could like maybe decorate it and then sing Christmas carols around it during their eggnog. Like, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, who wouldn't like to have that? It is something to look forward to for this young couple, and something for which they can just save up, you know. And it's the small things that make a house a home. And I know a fireplace is not a very small thing, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Yeah, so I guess we're moving on to the kitchen now. Oh, my computer is going nuts. Oh no, I hope you can't hear the fan. If you can, I'm sorry. But like, how can you not? It's so loud. I'm sorry already, guys. Okay, whatever. Let's continue. So here's the kitchen. And, you know, like, since I got the Parenthood pack, I've been, oh, wait, what did I do there? Oh, I made an editing mistake. I'm so sorry. But I'm sure you'll excuse me for this my first video. I mean, please do. I'm so sorry, guys. Seriously, I will never do it again. I will be very careful next time. I promise. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I was talking about the Parenthood kitchens, I think. I do believe that the Parenthood kitchens are the best kitchens that we have in the Sims 4. I mean, yes, there are some like amazing, beautiful countertops that came with Island Living, I think. And when it comes to, I think, Jungle Adventure, there is an amazing set of just like counters and just, I don't know, like a new fridge and all that. I think they look beautiful, honestly. But I love the Parenthood one because I believe that when they were doing the pack, they centered it around the idea of food, just like bringing people together so much. So it's like very sentimental for me, because like you know how like the kids are just like sitting at the table, and then everyone comes together for dinner, and parents can actually pack their kids' lunch. It's just like taking care of each other. It's just like, you know, like I said, like coming together. I like the idea of food, just, you know, having that ability, having that thing to do that. Yeah, I will shut up about food now, because I do realize that I'm actually getting very hungry, and that's why I'm talking about food and kitchens so much. Okay, so here we are, and I will be doing a trick now. Well, now you can see me using a regular set of tables and chairs, but I actually will not be using them. I will end up doing something very different, which I believe will be very new and eye-opening for you guys, because, well, you know, I am an innovator. Nope, I'm not. Okay, I'm exaggerating it. So here it is, the picnic table. I decided to put a picnic table in the kitchen. I mean, I think that looks nice. I like it a lot. And I also thought that adding a pipe that is painted white could add a little bit of an industrial texture to the house, which I like in apartments. So there is that. Actually, there is a fair amount of pipes in this apartment. And by that, what I mean is like that one in the right over there. It's the gray one, but I think it's not a pipe. I think it's technically like an electricity box or something. But there are definitely some bronze pipes in the bathroom, which you guys will see later. Because this apartment is actually one of those that does need TLC, and what that means is that there will be some random problems in this house, like power outages and leaking pipes, and the worst of it all, roaches and some mice, you know, some rodents. So there is that, but I thought that moving this young couple into a house like this would actually teach them a little more about the real life after college. And I just don't mean like the job market, but also like the dirty and hard side of the world, like rodents and insects, and just, electricity. When it goes off, when you don't have Wi Fi, what do you do with it when you don't have Wi Fi, right? It's hard. It's the real life. So, yes. But let's look on the bright side because this house will definitely give the Sims that are living here the opportunity to practice their handiness skills. So, there is that. We should always look on the bright side. And there I just added a toy box for our furry friend, our little dog, whose name is Leah, because they are huge Star Wars fans. Aren't they a cool couple? Yeah, and there is the pet bowl there. I just love dogs so much, honestly. I just love that we have cats and dogs and raccoons and foxes too. Cats and dogs is like one of my favorite packs and one of the few that I have. I hope you're watching, Dad and Mom. Hope you're watching. Okay. Anyways, what was I saying? Animals. I love animals. But the thing is, I'm a little disappointed that we do not have birds in the game. I mean, I don't know how they would do the graphic for that. Like, I mean, when you let your bird out of the cage, like, would you fly over the house? And what would happen? Would you, like, I have no idea. Because, like, here's the thing. I have a bird. I have a lovely little bird. She's a blue budgie. And her name is Chitter, which means, like, crispy, crunchy. And she is just the love of my life. She's my little child. And yeah, you know how there are like some crazy cat ladies? I'm a crazy bird lady. So I would like to see some birds in the game, but I don't think it's ever been done. There are some seagulls. I see them in Brindleton Bay. That's not what I'm talking about. And now there's some like chickens too in Island Living, which look just creepy. Honestly, have you seen them? But EA, if you're watching, hit me up and let's just work on a bird pack. Now that would surely get the kids online. I mean, what a pack it would be. It could have like a freedom theme. Not like the movie about the Scottish rebellion. No, I don't think so. But it could have like a flying theme. It could have like airplanes. I don't know, like kind of like a sky's the limit kind of thing, Yeah, well, now that I'm starting to ramble a little bit, let's get back to explaining the apartment, the design of the apartment. And there we have, I changed the color of the fireplace thingy. I made it, like I said, white because I like the contrast with the white with the dark brown brick wall. So there it is. I also put like a candle thing on that's like standing on a wood there to just like give the illusion of a real one because they desperately need one like I do. So there is that. And what am I doing now? You know what? It's just the camera controls, man. Like I said, this is a new computer and it's fast. It's faster than I thought it would be. And the camera controls, it's just moving so fast, and I was having so much fun with it because before I had like so much lag. It was lagging all the time. I couldn't even like move the camera normally. So now it just moves around so smoothly. I was just like, like turning every second, which I should not do again because when you're editing, it looks crazy. So if you guys are thinking about doing speed builds, do not move the camera like crazy. Don't do it like I did, guys. Learn from my mistakes, honestly. So yeah, I should definitely learn more about the camera controls. Yeah, I should be a little slower than this. It looks frantic, honestly. Yeah, and there I have the pet bowl again. I'm changing the place of it, and it's very close to the picnic table. So like when the humans are eating, our little lovely dog friend can also eat with them. Here we are, almost done with the living room. I like how it turned out, actually. It's spacious, it has an open floor plan, and it's cluttered, but it's definitely not messy. There's a fine line between the two, and this house has method to madness, so I do like that. So I placed a game console earlier on the fake fireplace right beneath the TV, because the guy who's going to be living here is a geek. He's very much into gaming, and he's also very tech savvy. He is actually going to be a freelancer. He will be joining the programmer brand, so that's going to be very exciting for me because I never really tried that. I played around with the digital artist branch and the writer branch, but I haven't tried the programmer brand, so it's going to be a different thing for me to try, which I'm excited about. And the girl who's going to be living here, her name is Ashton, by the way, and the guy's name is Jason. She will be joining the charity organizer branch of the politician carrier. So, and her cause is, I think, Speak for the Trees, if I'm not mistaken. She's going to be an environmental activist. And speaking of environmental activists, I saw this in the news the other day. I think it was in Germany. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. But there were three protesters, and they were out in the street. And, you know, it's a sunny summer day. Each of them was standing on a block of ice, and they all had hanging ropes around their necks. So when the ice melts, they will be hung. They will be dead. I mean, they won't be dead. They're just protesting. But I like the idea behind it. I like the ideology. I like the symbolism of it all. Because, you know, when the ice melts in the world, you know, like the glaciers and like the icebergs and all of that, when they will melt, we will be just screwed, I guess, for lack of a better word. I don't think Ashlyn will be standing on a block of ice anytime soon in San Myshuno, but she definitely will be protesting. She definitely will be joining some, if not start one on her own. Likewise, the politician carrier is also one of those that I haven't played around much with. So I'm also pretty excited about that one. So hopefully we'll be moving to the office area soon. And yeah, here we are in the office. Again, like the rest of the house, we have the contrast of the dark brown brick wall with the pretty in plaster, which is one of my favorites. Like I said, maybe like 100 times, and it's a base game wall, so you can always use it. It's free for all, you know. Make sure you use it. It's just beautiful. So here is a desk that I use so often. I think at the moment it's my favorite desk. Again, it's a base game item, so you can use it. You don't need any packs. It's just so beautiful. And at first I thought that maybe I could hang that cat calendar on this board over here, but it's a style board that you can use when you try to be like a stylist or a trendsetter. But it turns out that you actually cannot hang anything on it. So no postcards, no calendars, no nothing. The game will just not allow you to hang anything on it. So if you ever want to try that for that purpose, don't. Again, learn from my mistakes. So I went with the regular one, the regular rectangular one. So I put an empty coffee cup, like a Starbucks cup, right next to the laptop to make it look a little more lived in. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't drink coffee when they're working, right? What am I doing there? I think, yeah, I'm looking for some postcards to hang on it right now, and I'm just realizing that it's actually not working. Now, that was a disappointment, you guys. And here I am trying to clutter the space more and more, but I'm just like struggling to, choose what I'm going to clutter the space with. And I decided to go for a lamp because every office does have a lamp, and this lamp is, you know, the one that is sold in like the flea market, I think, and it's called like Trash or Treasure. I was gonna go with that, but later on I decided that it's actually trash because it has like I think a used gum or like a chewed gum stuck to it, and I decided nope, it's just, I'm not gonna have that in my house, not in the office, not where I work, no. So I went with the regular white one, which I'm happy with. So here is something that I thought was genius. I saw Sim Lacey do this. She's one of my favorite speed builders on YouTube, and I saw that trick. She pushes the plant towards the wall and makes the back of it disappear, so the plant looks like it's hung on the wall, and I like the look of it so much. So here is something that I don't do much in an office environment, but I decided to separate the room into and add a little bit of a gym kind of thing. Not a gym kind of thing. I was actually going to go with the punching bag first, and then maybe add like a I don't know, like a treadmill or something, and they didn't work together, so I had to get rid of one of them. So I got rid of the punching bag thing, but I will move on to the treadmill later on. Now I'm adding a keyboard because Ashton would be in a job which is going to be stressful. She's going to be raising funds for a cause which just, takes a toll on you. And so there is a keyboard for her so she can work on something creative when she's not doing her job. So yeah, I added the treadmill. So I had one of my Sims. I think Jason just tested for me, and he tested it, and he told me that actually the punching bag wasn't working, and I again tested the treadmill, so it works. So I decided to go only with the treadmill and put some mirrors in front of it. I don't know why people like to look at themselves when they're working out, but I mean, I've never been to a gym myself, and I don't think I ever will. It's just not a place for me because I hate working out, honestly. And I don't really work out, never do. I mean, I sometimes like take a walk around the block or something, but I I've never been on a treadmill. But the thing is, I see that in gyms when I'm like walking by them. I've never been inside one. But it turns out people in the gyms, they just love their mirrors. So I put one in front of the treadmill. Because, like, why not, If that's what people do, I will conform. Yeah. So here's the thing. As much as I hate to admit it, I think that a healthy head stands on a healthy body. And if you are not working on your body, you will not be able to give your all to the art, to the work that you're doing. And there were times I learned this the hard way. There were times I was too involved in my studies and in writing, and I just forgot about my body. I was so busy doing what I was doing that I just didn't take care of myself. I wasn't eating properly. I wasn't sleeping properly. I'm still not sleeping properly. Yeah, so I wasn't working out. I was just sitting all day in front of a laptop, just, writing or studying or whatever. So yeah, and when you do that, your body lets you know that it's right here. And when you're not feeling good, when you're feeling down, when your body is tired, like I said, you just cannot give your all to the work that you're doing, and no matter what you do, you will never give 100%. And yeah, things just will not work out. So take it from me, kids. Take care of your body. Put a treadmill in your office. Yeah, like this couple right here. Smart people here. And hopefully someday I will practice what I preach. Yeah. So here we are finally in the bathroom, the last room of the apartment. I think I find bathrooms the hardest to decorate. I never really know what to do with the space. And this one actually turned out a lot different than it looks now. Oh my god, wait. Can you hear that? Can you hear the fans of my computer just taking a break finally? Can you hear the silence? Oh my god, they've stopped. Thank God. But joking aside, I seriously am grateful for this computer. I mean, I've always wanted to make a spit build like this, and I've watched maybe tons and like maybe not millions. I don't think there are millions of speed builds on YouTube, but I've definitely watched hundreds of them. And, here I am finally making one myself. So thanks, it's just all thanks to this computer and my dad who actually bought it. So thank you again, Dad. And please check out my wishlist on origin.com. Thank you very much. Okay, now back to the bathroom. What are we doing here? I think I'm using the same tiles. No, not the same tiles. These are like black, gray, kind of like it's not blue and white like it's in the kitchen. And honestly, I'm aware that they do not match with the floor, but I was kind of lazy. And also, I thought that this is the first apartment of a very young couple who does not have much money. So, I mean, this is as far as renovation goes in an apartment like this. So, they're just gonna have to make deal with it. There it is. That's the bathroom. No, it's actually, that's not the bathroom. It's gonna change a lot. Yeah. So I was going to go for like a shower, but I had to go for a mix, like a bath and a shower, because we do have a lovely little dog friend, and you know we're gonna have to give baths to our little lovely furry friend whose name is Leah. So although I love this bathtub that came with seasons, not this one which came with cats and dogs, but the one that looks a little more rustic, you know. Although I love that bathtub, I thought that I would go with like something of a mixture. Yeah, this one. You know, something both bathtub and shower. And I thought that the one that came with Parenthood, the one with the curtains, looks a little more humble. I think it suits this house better. So I will go with that soon. I think when I'm done with the double sinks. Sorry for the spoiler, but yeah, we have double sinks, which is great. As a matter of fact, I later realized that I forgot to put some towels and like some toilet papers and some robes on the wall. So I added them later. So I'm not sure. Maybe they're in screenshots. Maybe I added them after that. But they're definitely there. I made sure they're there. So I will most probably upload this to the gallery. If you'd like to download, just know that they're there. Yeah, I also in the kitchen I forgot to add that thing like over the stove. What is it called? Like stove hood, like ventilation hood, a fume extractor kind of thing. I don't really know what it's called, but I added that. I also added the smoke detector thing, and also the thermostat over the electricity box next to the front door. So it looks like this house has pretty much everything you need, and it looks like we're almost done with it. So yeah, this was something new for me. It was definitely very exciting for me, and I'm so glad I did this, and thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this is the first of many to come, and I've done like so many editing and like sound mixing mistakes, and I'll get better in time. And thank you for watching again, and as the Sims say, so